stole his heart, then found out he was my brother. My name is Siena. I never believed in fate until the night I nearly died. It started in a gas station parking lot. My phone had died, my car refused to start, and a man in black leaned against a motorcycle under the orange lights. "Need a ride?" he asked. His voice was low, warm. I should have said no. Ezra Callahan. He didn't just give me a ride. He watched me the way no one ever had, like I mattered. I lied and said I was fine. He didn't believe me, but he didn't press either. That silence between us burned hotter than touch. Camille warned me the next morning. Don't fall for a stranger just because he looks like a poem in leather. But I was already deep in it. Ezra and I started meeting at odd hours. Abandoned churches, junkyards, train yards, never public, always shadows. He never spoke about family. I figured he was running. We both were. I introduced him to my mom. Lucinda froze. Her wine glass shattered in her hand. I asked what was wrong. She said it was nothing, but her hands trembled all night. One night, Ezra kissed me in the middle of a rainstorm. I thought I'd never feel anything truer. Lucinda began locking her bedroom door. She watched me with terror, not anger. I confronted her. She said, "There's something I never told you about your birth." But before she could speak, she fainted. I called Ezra. He didn't answer. I called Camille instead. Camille showed up drunk and whispered, "Your mom was in love once, but it ended bad, really bad." Ezra showed up the next morning with flowers, but his hands were bruised, and there was blood on his shirt. He said he got into a fight. He didn't say with who, but I saw fear in his eyes, fear I hadn't seen before. I snuck into Lucinda's old photo albums. One picture was torn in half, the man's face missing. I flipped it. In pencil, it said, Ezra, 1999. My hands shook. Ezra would have been 1 year old in 1999. I asked Camille to help me do a background search. She refused. "You don't want to know?" I did it anyway. But Ezra Callahan doesn't exist before 2004, at least not legally. Meanwhile, Ezra whispered, "There's something I haven't told you about my father." He took me to a large, decaying estate, said it belonged to Finn Callahan, his adoptive father. "He's not a good man." Inside, Jude Callahan stared at me like he recognized me. "She looks just like her," he muttered. Finn entered, cold blue eyes, a cruel smile. "You brought her here? Like this?" Ezra exploded. "She deserves to know." I didn't understand. My heart raced. Something was wrong. That night, Finn showed me an old birth certificate, mine, but it was altered. My father's name was smudged out. I confronted Lucinda. She broke down sobbing. I was 17. He was dangerous. His family made me give the baby up. "Who was he?" I asked. "Finn Callahan," she whispered. The room spun. "Ezra?" I choked. She looked at me in horror. No, that's not possible." Camille barged in, finally confessing. She had known for weeks. "I found the files. Ezra was adopted at 2 years old. The records are sealed, but I think he's your half-brother." I screamed. I cried. I vomited. But I still wanted him. How sick is that? I told Ezra. He broke, threw a chair, collapsed on the floor. "We didn't know. We didn't F***king know." Dr. Ortiz, the family therapist, was brought in. She examined the records. "You're not siblings by blood. Ezra's biological parents are unknown. Finn only claimed him." Relief. But it wasn't simple. Not knowing meant anything was possible. Detective Naomi Voss contacted me. She was investigating Finn. "We believe he trafficked infants in the early 2000s. Ezra may have been one." Ezra began pulling away. "If I'm just another stolen kid, who am I to love you?" We didn't speak for 2 weeks. Camille urged me to move on. Jude, surprisingly gentle, confessed, "Ezra's always been afraid of being unlovable." I found a DNA test kit. Without telling anyone, I tested Ezra's hair from my brush. 2 weeks passed. Results arrived. No biological relation. But there was a partial match. Ezra and Camille. I confronted Camille. She broke. I'm his cousin. We were both trafficked. My family sold me too. I just got out younger. Ezra went missing. Gone. No texts, no calls, just silence. Jude found a letter on his pillow. Tell Siena I loved her, but I don't belong to anyone. Detective Voss found Finn's ledger. Names, prices, ages. Ezra was listed, sold at 2 years old. I tracked Ezra to an underground fight ring. He was bleeding, high, lost. I climbed into the ring screaming, "You're not nothing, you're mine, you belong." He collapsed into my arms. Even if it's wrong, I don't want to let go. We went to Dr. Ortiz. Therapy, trauma work. Bit by bit, we rebuilt. 1 year later, the estate is sold. Finn's arrested. Ezra and I run a shelter for rescued teens. We still don't know his bloodline. But we know this: love isn't always clean, but it is real. I stole his heart, and he saved mine, not by being perfect, but by choosing me, even in the dark.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share.